Now we start the news from Laura, where the Paramount Chief, Napo Wele Kabo III, has expressed concern over the infrastructure deficit at the Laura Municipal Hospital. Key among his concerns is the lack of neonatal facilities. Preterm babies at the hospital are packed into one incubator, while others are taken to farther district hospitals. Speaking at the 42nd Annual Festival, Napo Wele Kabo appealed to the government and to the Rebecca Foundation to come to their aid. Correspondent Rafiq Salam reports from Laura.
This sound from the local-made flute, known as Hore, signifies the coming of the Kobine Festival. Kobine literally means farm and dance. Like many festivals in the northern belt of the country, it is an agricultural festival. It is therefore celebrated at the end of the farming season to thank God for a bumper harvest. It is also an occasion for family reunion. This year's colorful ceremony was attended by Paramount chiefs from the Upper West, Bonahafo regions, and neighboring Burkina Faso. Paramount Chief of the Laura traditional area, Napo Wele Kabo III, commended President Akufo-Addo for ceding to his last year's request of elevating the Laura district to the status of a municipality. Napo Wele Kabo, however, expressed concern over the myriad of challenges at the 90-year-old Laura Municipal Hospital.
An emerging pressing issue which needs to be addressed is the lack of neonatal facilities to handle the frightening increase in neonatal births in Laura in recent times. I will therefore appeal to government to come to the assistance of the hospital. We especially appeal to Her Excellency the First Lady to include Laura Hospital on her list of deprived health institutions to benefit from her efforts to upgrade maternal health and neonatal health facilities in the country.
In this regard, Deputy Minister of Roads and Highways, a Member of Parliament for Laura, Anthony Abeifa-Kabo, pledged to use his share of the District Assembly's Common Fund to renovate the neonatal unit of the hospital. Anthony Kabo then laid bare some of the development projects he's been working on the past 20 months.
I am happy to state that the MP's Vacation Classes Initiative, which we started last year, has continued this year and has witnessed an increase in attendance. As part of my intervention in the area of health, my office has registered over 500 individuals and still counting on the National Health Insurance Scheme, and I intend to increase the number to 1,000 by the end of the year. Water and sanitation are critical for the survival and development of our dear municipality. 8 solar mechanized boreholes have been drilled in 8 communities within this municipality, namely Bagre, Zambo, Tankwori, Lesa, Kogwore, Ber, Konyukon Kulagang, Birfo Chief Palace, Kasare, Nafirinuor, under this special project.
First Lady Rebecca Akufo-Addo, in a speech read on her behalf by the Upper West Region Minister, spoke about the commitment of the government in solving the teething challenges that confront the education sector.
Measures are in place towards addressing the fiscal infrastructure deficits through the construction and maintenance of decent classrooms, blocks, discrete classroom blocks in the municipality and across the whole country.
Reporting for JoyNews, Rafiq Salam, Laura.
Let's head off to the Ashanti region now, where the death rate from road accidents has increased by 25% since the beginning of this year. 286 people died from January to September, which is a number up from 229 over the same period in 2017. Now, that is according to data from the National Road Safety Commission. The regional manager, Samuel Obing-Esiama, says a multi-stakeholder approach is needed to address the situation before these numbers become even more alarming.
From the National Road Safety Commission reviews, a total accident cases increased from 1,679 in 2017 to 1,924 this year. Out of this number, almost 15% were from motorcycles and tricycles, which authorities describe as worrying. Samuel Obeng Esiama is Ashanti Regional Manager of the National Road Safety Commission.
The alarming part is that most of these tricycle crashes are increasing. Initially, last year, we were recording about 9 to 11% motorcycle crashes. And now these motorcycle crashes are gradually increasing. We are not against people using motorcycles. It's the mode of operation of the motorcycle that we are against. You find people sitting on a motorcycle with 2 or 3 people on the motorcycle. None of them have a helmet on. And it's about regulating the use of these motorcycles. We will be able to regulate how people use cars in this country. So it's about time.
Injured persons from road traffic accidents increased from 1,607 in 2017 to 2,098 in 2018. So what do these motorbike riders make of the increasing rate of accidents and casualties?
Whether car, motor, once you are on the road, there could be a possibility of an accident. You can be cautious going your way, and someone will come and hit you from the behind. Is it the Okada man who has caused it?
The data also shows that pedestrian knockdowns increased from 507 in 2017 to 580 in 2018.
A significant number of them are people below the ages of 18 years. These are probably school kids trying to get across to school. These are probably people who might not know how to use the roads very well, we presume are not well educated, I should say, on how to use the roads. Again, in all of these crashes, 286 people have died in Ashanti region. These are figures that are alarming.
So for close to 20 minutes, myself and these students had to stand here for a long time before we were able to cross the street. But mind you, this particular area had road markings. But the markings are gone, and this is the major challenge on most of the roads here in Kumasi.
We feel very scared, and sometimes we have to wait for a long time before we can cross. And there are some places like Ufuruku where the zebra crossing has been gone.
It will be something that probably we should all put our resources together and ensure that, one, we fix our roads, 2, we ensure drivers are well trained and well licensed on our roads. Our vehicles are also in proper shape. Normally, a few months to Christmas is where we have the highest records, we record the highest crashes. But now that we have 286 for the first 10 months of the year, we have to re-strategize with the police, with the DVLA, with the roads authority to ensure that at least for the next 2 or 3 months before we get to the end of the year, we don't add too much figures to these numbers.
In the face of such carnage on the roads, commercial drivers insist they are not to blame because the roads are bad. The cost of spare parts are expensive these days. We drivers, sometimes instead of buying new ones, we decide to manage with the old spare parts. Plus the terrible nature of our roads, these result in the accidents. Until authorities find lasting solutions to these challenges, accidents and casualty rates will continue to haunt the nation. Principia reporting.
Principia's report there. Now, many suspected criminals are alleged to get away with serious offences in the courts because police prosecutors have limited legal expertise. Managing Director of Law and Development Associates, Mark Ufuriamanfo, will not give details, but blames the situation on a lack of formal training. He was speaking at a 2-day workshop for police prosecutors in Ashanti region.
Mr. Ufuriamanfo says mob action, lynching, and other instances of people taking the law into their hands are the result of such lapses.
Where maybe a suspect, or maybe if I use the word criminal, could go and take a lawyer because he has the resources to do so, and then go and then let him defend him in court. Sometimes you realize that they will easily even use technicalities against these police officers who were not knowledgeable in law to free the person. And this is what in the past used to lead to a situation where the people take the law into their hands, because if somebody they know or suspect that he has committed a crime, the next day he's on the street walking freely. The next time they have no interest in the police system or even the justice system.
The training was initiated in September 2015 with a grant from the Bureau of International Narcotics and Law Enforcement Affairs of U.S. State Department. It is meant to build the capacity of personnel in specific areas of criminal prosecution and general principles of law and criminal justice. Some of the 27 police prosecutors who attended the course spoke with JoyNews.
There were a lot of challenges that were confronting us as a prosecutor and for my good self. But when we came, we have gotten to know that due to the legal review committee that was commissioned to review the laws, there are certain aspects of the laws that are expunged. We have gotten to know that, and we have now also come to the realization that before a case is properly presented before the court, at least you need to prove certain ingredients.
Assistant State Attorney at the Office of the Attorney General, Kwaku Boache, highlights some changes in the justice delivery system.
If the accused person jumps bail and the surety is not able to provide the money as he has bond himself, what we call the bail sum, then we will file we extradite the bail bond on the surety, and we will file a motion and serve it on him for him to come to court and show the court why we should not extradite the bail bond against him. He's not able to give any reasonable explanation. He's not able to provide the accused person. Then the court will make an order for the judicial sale of his movable properties.
Reporting for JoyNews, Kwesi Deborah.
Let's stay in Kumasi for a moment, where the former president, Jerry John Rawlings, said he was never thirsty for blood of the 3 judges and a retired army officer who were killed 36 years ago. Now, reacting to questions raised in a recent JoyNews documentary, Who Killed the Judges, at a forum in Kumasi, the former president said he did nothing wrong in circumstances leading to their deaths.
If I were bloodthirsty as these people are claiming, 15th May 79, I could have ignited the thing and left it. 79, when people were calling for blood, I could have just let go and let people do the killings. How do I come back in the 80s, when things have cooled down a little bit, to say I'm going to kill judges? Or you want to put that on us? It was a terrible mistake some of our comrades did. Why can't you even choose how to knock me down without going so low? In going that low, it's pretty much like what you call it, that thing, the wheat that is going to destroy the children. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't make up stories. I have enough true stories about some of these characters.
Former president speaking emotively there to the issue. Meanwhile, here in Accra, managing editor of the New Crusading Guide newspaper, Kweku Bako Jr., has described as needless former President Rawlings' reaction to the documentary. He believes the former president should rather have concerned himself with the findings of the National Reconciliation Commission.
Former president, chairman of the PNDC, all those things. What was his reaction to such an explosive verdict? He's worried about a documentary by a journalist or a radio station. That's what he's worried about. So he begins to make noise all over the place when this document stays forever and ever. You see, he missed a great opportunity. People have forgotten. He appeared before the NRC. He actually 13 times was invited to come and respond to allegations and things people had made about him. 13 times he declined, or he refused, or he failed. He rather was arguing with them left, right, center. So eventually the NRC had to issue summons. How do you call it? You said subpoena to him. subpoena that required that he should produce 2 records. He was asked to produce these 2 because he was so uncooperative, unlike Captain Chikata, who went through according to the procedures, did a statement and appeared and did his case. Mr. Rawlings apparently did not have the requisite capacity to appear before an organized platform and to deal with issues face to face. He didn't have the capacity. If it was a rally or a marketplace or a chop bar, he would have made himself immediately available, come and stand there and do his Western cowboyism things.
And that is where we bring a curtain down on the news bulletin for this morning. But boy, oh boy, we're only getting started. Newspaper review comes up next. Sports will follow. And so much more will ensue right here on the AM show. Mamavi joins me shortly. But Roland will be coming to us from a suburb of Accra where a demonstration is brewing. Don't miss the details. All of that comes up after this.